It's Garrett here, bringing you guys another video. This is my first little tips and tricks how-to video on the Sur here, riding my custom XX. If you guys would like to see more on this bike here, leave a comment down below. I could do a build breakdown on that, but without getting too much talking in, let's get right into number one. Let's do number one, the Wheelie. Of course, everybody wants to learn how to do this one. It's fairly simple. This is kind of my approach on it, but the way I like to do it is just kind of come in a neutral position, keep your arms nice and tight, hit the brakes, kind of pop it up. From there, you can kind of just feather the brakes like everyone kind of tells you. So keep your arms straight, pop it up, kind of hold it from there. That's how you ride the Wheelie. Some tips on that one. The stiffer you keep your arms, the more it helps you. The more you bring the bike into you, the harder you have to keep the front end higher. So as long as you keep your arms nice and straight, it should be a little bit easier to stay in that balanced position right there. Just like that. Ready for number two. Number two is just gonna be kind of a simple one. It's just gonna be the track stand, but track stand is pretty useful. It's something that everyone should learn and you should know on the trail. So for the track stand, basically what you wanna do is start just basically learn how to ride as slow as possible. Once you get that kind of figured out, you're gonna wanna, it helps to learn on an uphill, so you can kind of use that throttle to kind of keep you going a little bit. You wanna kind of stay on the gas a little bit, and then you can kind of hold your brakes to kind of stay in that position. Not doing the best job of it because I'm kind of cheating a little bit rolling here, but see if I can get a stall out here. So basically you kind of want to just use your brakes and your throttles on that one, kind of your legs if you have to, kind of just hold that balance point. This one's pretty useful if you're coming up on an obstacle or a ledge or something. You can kind of stall out, look over just for a sec, pick your line, and then get it. All right, let's get straight into number three. Number three is going to be the Stoppy. I know a lot of people want to learn how to Stoppy these bikes. Seem to have a little bit of struggle being able to get that rear wheel up. So these are going to just be my little tips and tricks on how I do it. Obviously, I'm not the best here, but let me show you my approach. So basically, you want to kind of learn kind of a moderate speed. I would suggest doing it on grass and not some slippy dirt. If you have some good knobby tires though, that obviously is going to help. So basically what you want to do, also it helps if you can find like a route. I'll drop a little clip right here of that technique, but basically you want to kind of just roll along, basically preload the rear suspension. So basically practice that motion of bouncing on the pegs. Once you feel comfortable with that, you want to basically bounce and grab that front brake at the same time and kind of lean forward, and that will basically get that rear wheel up in the air. Obviously the faster you go, the longer you can ride it out for, and then if you have a down slope or a downhill or something, obviously that helps too, but just ride in and just drag the wheel like that. That's gonna be the Stoppy. Let's move over to a different location for number four. All right, time for number four. We are at a different little location just on the other side over here. Number four is going to be the jump. Jump is pretty easy, but a lot of people also seem to be kind of struggling with that. So this is just kind of how I do it. This is obviously not a big tabletop. It's just a little kicker here, but let me just show you, kind of walk through the techniques on how to get some air time. So jumping is pretty simple. Basically, the key thing to it is that you come up through the lip there. You kind of just want to make sure you stay constant with the throttle. If you drop the throttle at all, you're basically, the back wheel is going to start to slow down, and that's going to want to send you into a nosedive. Also, you don't want to be too heavy though, because that's also what's going to send you up into the air. So you kind of just want to stay nice, consistent with it, kind of move with the bike, and yep, that's it. Let me show you how it's done. That's just a little proper technique there. It's kind of throttle through. Obviously could go a little bit faster, but Kind of want to pull up a little bit, not too hard. Just give it a nice little easy off the lip. Should be good. I'll give you one more on that one. There we go. Easy peasy. Just like that. Move on to number 5. All right, time for number 5 of the tips and tricks. Number 5 is going to be the pivot turn wheelie, just like this here. So this is super useful if you need to basically turn around on the trail, or basically just get the front end up in the air. If you gotta like walk through like a tight gate or something like that. Pretty much this one's super easy. All you want to do for the pivot turn is make sure you got your foot planted, your finger on the brake. Once you get that front end popped, basically hold it with the brake. Use your arms to basically pull the bike around, giving it just a little bit of throttle. If you give it too much, the back end's just gonna loop out on you and you're gonna look funny laying on the ground. But basically give it a little bit of throttle with your finger on the brake, pop it up. Keep your weight on the back foot there. You should be able to balance it in that position. Basically just kind of holding it. From there, you can pretty much just turn the bike, do circles, do whatever you want. So that's the turn and pivot turn. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see, or if I should do a more in-depth tutorial on each one of these little how-tos here. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you haven't already. Till the next one, see you guys on the trail. Choo!